Hey, it's me, Jeff, your favorite buff, muscular anime guy. This morning when I woke up and I was like, what should I do for Protein Kitchen? I decided the best thing to do was going to be to try some fried chicken, and I was going to bread it in protein powder. But then I also thought, hey, I can put that in a sandwich, which means I need some protein buns. So I started off with 1 cup of flour. I then threw in 1.5 tablespoons of unsweetened vanilla almond milk, which I had some normal milk, but I thought, this fit in a little bit better with the whole protein theme. I then had a half cup of warm water, and I thought, wow, water, that doesn't have protein in it. So I grabbed my my unflavored protein powder, and I threw a little bit of protein in that water. And I also then threw some in the buns as well, because why not? I threw in almost 2 scoops of protein. So this is what it looked like after I added that water as well. I then threw in some yeast, and at this point I realized I misread my recipe. I was actually supposed to mix the water and milk and yeast in a separate thing and let it bubble for a while. And I didn't do that, and I knew salt was going to kill the yeast, so I didn't actually put salt in this recipe. And what I was supposed to do next was add sugar. But sugar doesn't have protein, it's just straight carbs. So I found this stuff in my kitchen. It was called EAAs, essential amino acids. And I was like, yeah, sure, cells are probably like that if they're essential. There's some amino acids, that'll be fine. So I went and I added in a scoop of that. You can see here, I took a scoop and I dumped it right on top. There you go, little guys, eat up. Get nice and big and strong for me so I can make some good buns. So then I threw in an egg. And at this point, I was supposed to add butter, but I didn't want to, so I put in another egg. I then stirred it up, and what I got was not the consistency of bun dough. It kind of became a batter. I was like, that's not good. That needs to be thicker. So I threw in another scoop, or half cup of flour, but I can't let the carbs win, so I also threw in another scoop of protein powder. And I stirred that up, and it was still not too good. Now it kind of looks like oatmeal. So I added another half scoop of flour, and I added another scoop of protein. And then this time, when I stirred it up, we got something that actually resembled dough. So I covered that up with some plastic wrap that lost its stick, so it was just kind of sitting there. And I put that aside to rise for a while. And then I started working on the chicken. I started off with this frozen chicken because I forgot to take it out of the freezer last night, but I thought that's fine. I put it in the pan, and as you can see, I had a chicken puck. So I didn't quite know what to do with it, so I just covered it in salt, and I was like, yeah, that's probably good enough. So I threw that in the oven and cooked it up, and then there's the end result right there. It took almost an hour because they were so frozen and stuck together. I then knew that I needed an egg wash so that I could fry these to make fried chicken. So I had an egg, and I had some milk, which I didn't put in a whole lot of, and I also had some hot sauce. You can see the amounts here. It was majority egg. I then stirred it up, and this is what it looked like. For my breading, I got a scoop of protein powder, unflavored protein powder from earlier. I threw in a bunch of chili powder and a bunch of garlic powder, and then I stirred that up, and this is what it looked like. I then threw the chicken into the egg wash and then covered it in the breading, and I threw that in a pan. And here it looks kind of gross because it does. It's a whole bunch of stuff that's not cooked yet. But then when I flipped it, wow, actually that looks pretty good. That doesn't look half bad at all. At this point, I checked on the dough, and it kind of rose a little bit. I don't think the yeast liked the peach EAAs very much. So I also cooked up the egg as a side thing. I cooked that egg because I wasn't going to let that egg wash go to waste. So here's the buns before they went in the oven. They look kind of cooked, but they're not. So those went into the oven. In the meantime, I made a sauce, and I know that pickles go good on fried chicken, and I know that hot sauce goes good on fried chicken, so I mixed those together. And then I also threw in some unflavored protein powder because this is Protein Kitchen. I stirred that up, and this is what it looks like. Here's the final eggs and chicken together on the plate. When the buns came out of the oven, this is what they look like. And I think I failed to mention this earlier, but it was fuzzy peach flavored essential amino acids. And you can really see when you zoom in, there's an orange coating on top of all of these buns, so I think it just kind of rose to the top. And then here's the final product. There's the bun with the fried chicken inside. There's the sauce. The peach flavor was very strong in the buns. It did not match the flavor of the chicken. It was also outrageously dry because by the time I added in that much flour and protein, I pretty much cut out half the liquid but kept the same amount of solids. If I had to rate this out of 10, I'd probably give it a 3. Alright, I'll see you next Sunday. Goodbye.